Hey YouTube, what's going on? Let's quickly talk about the Samsung Galaxy Fold in 2022. Now, of course, this phone is a few years old. It came out in 2019. And of course, everybody is all about either the Z Fold 2 or the Z Fold 3. Now, you may ask, well, why are you doing a, video about the Z Fold original? Because everybody likes the Z Fold 2 and the Z Fold 3 better because two things. That notch right there will bother some people, and how small this outer screen is. But let me say this. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this device, okay? It's actually a little smaller than the original Z Fold, which, it's a little smaller than the Z Fold 2 in that it's a little more compact, it's a little more narrow, and it's a lot more comfortable to hold in the hand if you use it without a case. Now, this case is very protective. As you can see, protects the bottom and the top and the whole back because this is empty space. Now, this is actually the perfect case to have for this device because without a case, it looks really weird because there's so much space under here, at the bottom and at the top. But you put a case like this on there, it don't look that bad at all. And I prefer it with a case. It just looks better. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with this phone. Oh, the other thing I failed to mention, not only about the small outer and the notch, but also the hinge. The hinge on here is not as good. As you can see, it's kind of, wobbly, flimsy. It's not as good as on the Z Fold 2 and the Z Fold 3. But it will stay open once you open it. It's not a big deal, honestly. It really isn't. Look at this display. This is one of my lock screen wallpapers of New York City. It's one of my favorites. I love it. It's just beautiful. And on the front, I use a different lock screen. I like that. So that's cool. You can use two different lock screens on this device. Now, of course, you got the side fingerprint sensor, and you got your power button. Now, on this one, the original Fold is separated. You got your fingerprint sensor, and you got your power button, and you got your volume rockers. And of course, you got dual stereo speakers. You got a speaker up here and a speaker down here, your USB Type-C port. And the thing I like about the speakers is that they're separated from the earpiece. So you're getting an equal distribution of sound. And I'm going to tell you right now, the speakers on this phone are just as good as the Z Fold 2 and the Z Fold 3. They're just as loud. And they sound really, really good with Dolby Atmos. They sound great, honestly. And of course, you have this Quad HD display, which is absolutely phenomenal on the inside, 7.3 inches. Now, of course, on the outer display, you got the 4.6 inch 720p display. Now, keep in mind, both screens are actually 60 hertz as well. So there's no 120 hertz refresh rate on either display. But for the average person, you're not going to care about that. You're still going to get fast, smooth performance out of this device. I've had absolutely no issues at all. Look at the display when you're watching movies. It's crisp, it's clear, it's sharp, it's bright, it's vivid, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, you will really enjoy media content on this device, no question about it. Now, the thing also I like about it, okay, let me go back to this again, play this. You close this up, and you could just continue watching it on this display. Now, I got it set for crop, so that's why some of it will be kind of cut off. But I like the continuation from the big screen to the small screen. I love that. And you just open it right back up, and you continue where you left off. I love that. I love that option. All right. But when it comes to performance, once again, no performance issues at all. None at all. Everything pops right open. No issues. Like, if you're worried about performance on this device, don't worry about it because you're not going to have any performance issues. At least I haven't had any performance issues. I know I can't speak for everybody that's had this device, and probably most people have probably already upgraded to the Z Fold 2. Those of you that are really into foldable devices, I know foldable devices are not as popular as Samsung would want them to be. I think they will be eventually. But the main thing, if they want these foldable phones to be more popular, they're going to have to considerably lower that price to make it more affordable for people to be able to get it. Because when this phone was released, it was $2,000. I've seen this phone right now for less than $300 on eBay. Now it's pre-owned. Ain't no telling what shape it's in. So I don't know if I would trust that. I would prefer either renewed or either open box. Pre-owned at that price, it might be in bad shape. But you have to read the description. You can contact the seller and ask them what kind of condition the phone is in, and then you go from there. But that's up to you. But right now, I've seen it for as low as $200 and something, honestly. So if you're interested, you can get this for a dirt cheap price right now. But let me go on to continue the benefits of this device. Now, the build quality is great. You're getting Gorilla Glass. I mean, you're getting glass on the front and back. It's not Gorilla Glass, but you're getting glass on the back and the front, so it feels very premium in the hand. You're getting an aluminum frame. Of course, you're getting the always-on display, which is nice. You get that on the outside and on the inside. You're getting always-on display. Now, it's not showing now until let me turn that off. You're getting it, so you're getting on the outside and the inside, so you're good either way. All right, so that's an excellent thing. And you're getting Face Unlock. And the Face Unlock, Samsung's Face Unlock, is just not that great. Sometimes it's not as accurate as it should be, but it's okay. Side-mounted fingerprint sensor, which I already discussed. And with the outside display, of course, it says 720p, 4.6 inch. Inside display, 7.3 inches. And we know that with the Z Fold 2, you're getting a 7.6 inch inner display and a 6.2 inch outer display. It's on the Z Fold 2, it's a wider outer display and it's a taller display. And of course, it's wider on the inside with the inner display. But this is still a good size for those of you that don't want something really huge. Like I'm telling you, this is perfect for the people that want your phone, but you want that mini tablet. And maybe the Z Fold 2 might be just a little bit too big for you. And also keep in mind the Z Fold 2 is actually a much heavier device than this one. That's a fact. It's definitely heavier. So if you want this type of technology, but you want a lighter phone, you want it to be a little bit smaller because the size of your hand, you could have small hands, you could have medium-sized hands, or you could have large hands, but you don't like really giant devices. Everybody don't like huge devices. There's some people that have really large hands that like small devices. So, but if you want to get into foldable technology and you want to start from the ground floor, this is a good place to start, honestly. 12 gigs of RAM, and Samsung's RAM management on this device has been excellent. No problems. Holds a ton of apps open in the background, and I don't have to constantly refresh. And they don't. I got to constantly refresh the apps. They don't have to do that. 12 gigs of RAM is plenty of RAM. And the next thing, one of my favorite things that they did with this device, they put 512 gigs of internal storage. 512. Now, in my opinion, with this device costing $2,000 when it was first released, it should have came with a terabyte or 512 gigs along with expandable storage. But without expandable storage, it should have been a terabyte, especially for $2,000. That's a lot of money to be spending on electronics or a phone, and the value is going to go way down as it gets older. Just like I said, I've seen this for less than $300. So can you imagine those people that actually paid $2,000 for this, and now you can get it for like $300 or less? That's why you should get more value. There should have been expandable storage, but you do get 512 gigs of internal storage, unlike the Z Fold 2 and the Z Fold 3, where it's only 256 for the base model. Now, this was the only model they made, so it was 512, but now they offer 256 and 512. But no, anything for $2,000 should be a terabyte, because the Z Fold 2, when it was released, $2,000, Z Fold 3, $1,800, and still $256 on both. It's ridiculous. There's no value there. Battery life, 4,380 milliamp battery. The battery life on this device has been excellent. I get a day and a half, and that's moderate to heavy usage for me. Your battery usage is going to vary depending on how you use your device. I'm not a gamer. I don't play games on this. This is also excellent platform to play games on it because you have a much bigger screen. And also, if you're the type of person that wants to get a lot of things done, you're a very productive person, this is the device that you'll be able to do it because the screen is so big when you open it up on the inside. Also, 15-watt fast charging, which is pretty pathetic. But I will say this. It takes less than 2 hours to fully charge this. Like an hour and 51 minutes. So it's not horrible, but it should have came with at least 25-watt fast charging when it was released. But 15-watt wire charging is what it comes with. When it comes to wireless charging, you're also getting 15-watt wireless charging. But it actually takes a lot longer with the wireless charging. You're definitely about 2 hours and 40 minutes. Or I'll say you're either 2 hours and 52 minutes. So almost 3 hours on wireless charging, but it has it. Now keep this in mind. Check this out. This has 15-watt wireless charging, right? $2,000. The Z Fold 2 has 11-watt wireless charging, and it was $2,000. So they took away all that internal storage down from 512 to 256, and then they took the wireless charging down from 15 to 11, but still charged $2,000. Now, I really hope you Samsung lovers out there are really paying attention to what this company is doing. They keep taking things away and charging you either the same price or more and giving you less. 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging, which has remained the same with the Z Fold 2 and the Z Fold 3. So at least they didn't reduce that down to 2 watts. At least that's still the same at 4.5. Now, I already talked about performance. Snapdragon 855. This has Android 11. This is scheduled to get Android 12, and that'll be the last update for this device. And I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm expecting to get it soon. Dual stereo speakers. I already talked about that. They sound great. You got 32-bit audio DAC on here, tuned by AKG. You stick your headphones in there with a USB Type-C port. Does sound, you're going to get good quality sound out of the USB Type-C port for your audio. Now, when it comes to the One UI, now I'm still on One UI 3.1.1, but you still get a lot because it's a Samsung. So with a Samsung device, you already know you're going to get a device packed with features such as edge panels, edge lighting, Samsung Pay. With MST, this still has MST, meaning you can use it on any type of terminal that accept credit cards, which you can't do on the newer devices. Keep that in mind. That's also something Samsung removed from their new devices, no MST. But with this, you still have the MST. Samsung Pass, dynamic lock screen and live wallpapers, good lock, smart switch, secure folders, Samsung DeX, Bixby routines, floating notifications, quick music share, screen recording, double tap to wake and sleep the screen. Now, like I said before, I experienced no lag on this phone at all. It runs fast. It runs nice and smooth. And with the cameras, you got a 12 megapixel main camera, 12 megapixel telephoto, and a 16 megapixel ultra wide, all with optical image stabilization on the back of this device. Now, I will say this. This is not as stylish as the Z Fold 2 or the Z Fold 3, but the cameras get the job done. I'll say that. They get the job done because I did a full review on this device, and the photos are good, in my opinion. Now, if you're really hardcore and really, into photography heavy, then you might not like the photo quality on this device. But for me, I'm a point and shoot type of person. So the video quality, the video and the photo quality is fine for me. I'm good with it. Now, with all your lenses, now this phone comes with 6 lenses. It got 3 on the back, 2 inside the inner display, and 1 on the outside. So I'm sorry, that's 5 lenses. So you're going to get plenty of cameras. You got the 3 on the back, you got the 2 up here in the notch, and you got the 1 out here. Now, you know what's really cool about that? All of these lenses are can shoot at 4K at 60 frames per second. Of course, 1080p at 60, but all the lenses 4K at 60 frames per second. That's awesome. I love that. Now, like I said, keep in mind with this phone, no IP rating, no headphone jack, no expandable storage, no iris sensor, no IR blaster, and the wireless charging is pretty slow as well as the wired charging. But you will, charge your phone less than 2 hours with wired. But I still really like this phone a lot. That's why I still have it. This is the AT&T model. But like I said, it runs great. I have no issues. The battery life is great. The display is great. The performance is great. I love the cameras. So I'm not having any issues with this device at all. Only thing is that the hinge is not as good as the Fold 2 and the Fold 3. But once you have it open, it will stay open, And as you can see, you can't even see the crease. Now, if you shift the phone in certain lighting and you're moving it around trying to find the hinge, the crease, you'll see it. I have no cracking in the middle like somebody had showed a while ago, like over a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago. They showed it had cracked in the middle. But I don't have any issues with the crease at all, and I've opened and closed this phone a lot. Plus, I've had this phone for almost a year, so I don't have any issues with it at all. Now, it does feel like it want to close, but no, it'll stay open. So I don't have any issues with this device at all, except for the things that are missing on it. But other than that, I love it. It's a great device, and like I said, if you want to check out foldable technology, but you don't want to pay a whole bunch of money for it because you may not like it, start at this device, the ground floor. You can get it for dirt cheap right now. Keep in mind, it was $2,000 when it was first released, but dirt cheap. Now, if you get it off eBay, just keep in mind, read the description so you can make sure of what, check and see what kind of shape the phone is in, because it might be in really rough shape, depending on, when it says pre-owned, you never know what you're going to get with pre-owned. So read the description and just go from there. But like I said, if you could find it somewhere like renewed or refurbished, I would grab those. But this is still, in my opinion, a great device and definitely worthy of picking up. So thank you for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. I hope everybody out there is staying safe and staying well. Please hit that thumbs up button for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you'll be alerted every time I drop my content. Thank you all once again. I appreciate you, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.